Yakima, YouTube. I feel it's worth it at this point to explain why myself, using the barely informative title, have been so intent on digging into and exposing this Keith Effler story. And it's because Barely Informative is all about being able to create and foster open, honest conversations and tell interesting stories. And there's no way to deny that this Keith Effler story is crazy interesting. I mean, it's super captivating. This is like cloak and dagger, Michael Crichton, Da Vinci Code type stuff. And I mean, this is a super interesting story. And that's part of why so many people are so worried about it, because it's wild. This is just curious beyond belief. This is the kind of stuff that happens in House of Cards, and here it is happening 2 blocks down the road. It's really here, minus the murder and trains part, but you get the idea. And the other part is this open and honest conversations. When Rick Enzi ran for city council and his wife created a fake blog that slammed his opponent and he won from it and got away with it, and it was no big deal. Like, that was part of Yakima's story, and it was corrupt and it was kind of disgusting, but there it is. And when the city council gave a giant loan to United Builders, was it United Builders? Pretty sure, to do renovations on the seasons, and then the owner of that company, also friends with city council members, decided, I'm gonna get rid of the seasons, did the renovations, took the job and the money, and bounced, leaving a nonprofit organization with the debt. And there were all these reports of backroom conversations that he was never gonna have to pay back the money in the first place. Like, that's corrupt, and that's part of our story, and that's the thing we don't talk about enough. And then after the ACLU lawsuit that completely restructured our city government and our city council, I feel like that was a prime opportunity for us as a city to look back at our past, at what happened to us, and then look forward and say, with open, honest, and vulnerable conversations, let's create the best version of the city possible. And we haven't. I feel like we went all out for it in the very beginning, and then we got tired. We got bored with the hard work of owning our city, and we stopped. And here is an opportunity for us to re-engage, to reinvest, to rediscover what it means to be Yakimanian, to be the champions of Central Washington. This is our opportunity to come together and decide, what do we want to be as a city? And I want to be the catalyst for that. Barely Informative wants to be a catalyst for that. And it starts with keeping things open. One of the issues that I just have with Effler in general is that if he wanted to run based on the idea that he wants to have biblical law be civil law, dude, have at it. But be open about it. Tell us all that's your mission. If you want to run around committing felonies or doing whatever you're doing that's super shady, just do it. And don't lie to us about it. Don't try and hide behind it. Just be there for it. That's why I keep inviting all these guys to come onto the channel. Come and talk to me about it. Let's have this conversation. Let's build this city better. Any one of the Effler supporters out there, any one of the Effler denouncers out there, let's come together and have this conversation. When our whole struggle with our government on a federal, state, and local level is that there is a lack of connection, a lack of transparency, and a loss of trust, we should all be so involved to engage in building those bridges again. And if local government is where an individual can have the most influence on the laws that regulate their day-to-day lives, I mean, that literally regulate what happens just outside of my door, we should all be involved in this. We should all be digging in. Effler's just an amazing story for us to get involved in on it together. If you're upset at me for what I've done with Effler, let me buy you a cup of coffee. Let's sit down. It doesn't have to be on camera. I want to talk to you. I want to learn about you. If you think that Effler being exposed was a wonderful thing to do, but I was totally shady and terrible about it, I want to talk to you. I want to buy you a cup of coffee, and I want to sit down with you, and I want to talk to you about it. I want to learn from you. I want to know about it. Barely Informative wants to create a community where even if we disagree with each other, we can respect and love each other just the same. And I'll be the first to admit I probably haven't gotten off to a good start with that, but it doesn't change the desire. It doesn't change the goal. If I created a tumultuous transparency for people that didn't want it, the opportunity is here. Let's seize it together. Let's make our city better. Let's make Yakima better, and let's work together to do what we wish everyone else could have done. We can be the ones.